Okay, we live here at the truck stop. Who we got here with us today?
You have your girl, Loveee, live from Savannah, Georgia.
Okay, what part of Savannah, Georgia, you from, Libby?
I'm from Camp Park. That is the west side of Savannah. Beach High School, Summerside, Liberty City. Camp Park is there.
Okay. How would you describe of growing up in the city?
I would describe it as possibilities, like Savannah is such a place of possibilities. I think that growing up and seeing a lot of creativity.
Okay, what inspired you to start making music?
I started making music around 14. That was when I decided to tell my dad, hey, I want to do music. But I mean, I grew up around music. I had uncles who did music. I just had to figure out what was the right trajectory and what was my purpose and mission in music,
All right. And how did you came up with your stage name?
My stage name was gifted to me in high school, actually. Your girl was sort of popular. I was a comedian. I was super funny. So, everybody enjoyed just having me around. I mean, I'm a great spirit. I have a lot of energy, a lot of vitality. So, at the time, somebody just called me Libby Love, walking down the hallway. And I was like, that clicks. So I changed my Instagram name from that, and then it just made sense, it stuck,
Yeah. Okay, you say you a comedian?
I used to be. I used to make like little skits or whatever, but your girl done, grew past that. So we can talk about that later. We can talk about that later.
Tell us about your latest project. What's the message behind it?
My latest project was Libby Loves You. That project was more so a farewell, but new beginning. At the time, every artist has their own journey of the waters, right? And I needed to express that through my music, through my journey from poetry to transitioning from poetry to rap. It was more so of that reasoning. So, it's one of those albums that I can say is fluid enough to be able to get the people into the world, to be able to bring people to my world.
Okay. And what kind of legacy you want to leave behind?
That I am the hottest female doing this. And I mean, nobody is, and I'm not saying it like that, but that's the legacy that I truly want to leave to the little girls that look after, that's really important to me, I'm all for the youth, and the courage, the integrity, the morality, the honesty, those are all codes that I want to be able to express and show to the youth after me,
Okay. Who's one artist you dream of working with?
My dream artist, I would say Kendrick Lamar. I mean, I grew up listening to Geminis, so my dad's a Gemini. So, I mean, it kind of just makes sense, but that was my first, he was a very pivotal part of my journey when it came to what my purpose would be in music. So that would be a very great freestyle and a great feature that I would love to, whether it's freestyle, whatever it is, I would just love to build and commune with him as an artist, leaving a legacy.
Okay. Outside of music, what are you most passionate about?
Outside of music, what I'm most passionate about, anything that has to do with beauty, okay? Nails, makeup, hair. I love to dance as well. I love anything that deals with art, I'm a very creative person. So I would say my passions outside of music, I would say anything that does with beauty.
Okay. All right, do you believe in unity in the city?
I believe it's possible. Yeah. I believe it's possible. Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe in guns down, hands up?
I would say it's interesting that you would ask a question like that because my take on it would be yes and no. Yes, because I don't want anybody to leave. I think everybody deserves to have a fair shot and chance at life, to be here on this planet,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't like the oppression the oppression dynamic that comes with that programming of guns down, hands up. It's a very submissive Willie Lynchman theory, but I'm not gonna go into that here.
Okay. Who you want to shout out?
I want to shout out first this beautiful sun right here. I want to shout out Source. I want to shout out the divine creator, you know, the one that created me, you know, the existence, the one that created all of us. I want to shout them out because if it wasn't for them, this would have never been aligned for this to happen.
All right, all right. Tell the people where they can find you at.
You can find me on Instagram at Libby Love, and you can find me on YouTube and SoundCloud as well at Libby Love. It's L1bby, and then Love with 3 E's. So Libby with the 1, Love with 3 E's. Libby with the 1, and Love with 3 E's.
Okay, bet. That's a wrap.